Dear viewers, in the high-stakes world of aviation, standard operating procedures, checklists, and regulations guide most actions by the management, the pilots, and the air traffic controllers. However, there are moments when ethical judgment must take precedence over testing the moral compass of those in the cockpit, the control tower, or the boardroom. The hidden complexity behind routine decisions is that when a pilot chooses between a precautionary landing or continuing a flight with a technical irregularity, or an airline executive deciding whether to ground a fleet for safety inspections, despite financial loss, such ethical dilemmas are not always dramatic, but are deeply consequential. These decisions often pitch safety against operational pressures, legal obligations against moral responsibility, or personal integrity against organizational loyalty. Let us discuss common ethical dilemmas in aviation that are rarely in black and white. They often lie in the gray areas, where professionals must balance technical knowledge, regulatory frameworks, operational demands, and human factors. Here are some key scenarios where ethical decision-making becomes critical. First one is safety versus schedule. One of the most frequent ethical conflicts in commercial aviation is the pressure to stay on schedule, despite emerging technical or operational concerns. A pilot may notice a minor system irregularity that falls within the minimum equipment list, but still raises questions about airworthiness. Continuing the flight could maintain on-time performance, but delaying for maintenance might be the safer option, albeit less convenient, choice. Second is truth versus reassurance. During an in-flight abnormal situation, such as an engine shutdown, medical emergency, or turbulence, crew must decide what to communicate to passengers. Full transparency can cause panic. Too little information may erode trust or lead to misinformation spreading among passengers. Next is profit versus people. At the organizational level, executives and operations managers often face ethical decisions about resource allocation, staffing levels, or fleet maintenance. Cost-cutting may improve the bottom line, but could also increase risks if it compromises training, reduces maintenance buffers, or overworks crews. Fourth is obedience versus assertiveness. Hierarchy is embedded in both cockpit dynamics and organizational culture. A junior first officer, engineer, or ground staff may hesitate to challenge a more senior or assertive colleague, even when noticing a deviation from safety protocol. At number 5 is regulation versus judgment. Regulations provide the minimum legal standards for aviation operations, but there are moments when compliance with rules may not be sufficient to ensure safety, especially in non-standard or unexpected situations. Lastly, loyalty versus whistleblowing. When personnel become aware of repeated safety violations or cultural problems within their organization, they may struggle with the choice to report it externally. Loyalty to colleagues or fear of retaliation may prevent whistleblowing, even in situations where action is urgently needed. Here are a few case studies where the crew were faced with ethical dilemma and their decisions proved fatal. United Airlines Flight 153, 1978, authority versus assertiveness. Japan Airlines Flight 123, 1985, maintenance ethics. Air Florida Flight 90, 1982, groupthink versus speaking up. Alaska Airlines Flight 261, 2000, maintenance deferral. Colgan Air Flight 3407, 2009, fatigue versus fitness to fly. Boeing 737 MAX crashes, profit versus transparency. Dear viewers, these dilemmas highlight the need for moral courage, ethical training, and a strong safety culture at every level of the aviation ecosystem. Ultimately, aviation professionals must be empowered to make decisions that favor safety and integrity, because in this industry, ethical choices are often life and death decisions. Therefore, it is recommended that ethics in aviation must be nurtured through training, leadership, and an organizational culture that empowers professionals to do the right thing even when it is inconvenient. Crew resource management plays a vital role in reinforcing assertiveness, open communication, and mutual respect that are cornerstones of ethical behavior. Based on this discussion, we can conclude that in aviation, ethical decision-making is not abstract. Certainly, it is tangible, urgent, and tied directly to human lives. Maintaining aviation's moral compass means cultivating environments where ethical concerns are voiced, heard, and acted upon without fear. Because in the sky above, doing what is right is as essential as doing what is safe. Thanks for watching.